Hey, what's going on, Rockstars? Welcome back in the channel. It is Wednesday, July 24, 2024, of course, and that's right. One of the biggest myths I hear from eBay sellers and other resellers in general on most platforms is that you have to live in a big city, a big town, or a place with a lot of people in order to source good sellable inventory to build a store. And that's simply not true. Now, I am very lucky. I live in Tampa, Florida. The greater Tampa, Hillsborough County, Pinellas County, Pasco County, where I live, Clearwater, St. Petersburg, Tampa, Wesley Chapel, this entire area has nearly 3 million people in this greater area. Florida, 23 million people officially this month as our population, and over 3 million of them live in this area. So I do live in one of those areas, and you can get a ton of stuff at thrift stores and garage sales and estate sales and at local moving sales and on Craigslist and on Facebook Marketplace and all these different places. However, you don't have to live there. And let me tell you how I know that. I have not sourced any one of those places that you just heard me mention in probably 3+ years, maybe 4 or 5 years actually, pre-COVID. We're in 2024, COVID started in 20. So at least 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, the last time I actively sourced like a pawn shop or any of that stuff for real inventory to sell in my business. Every single thing I buy is shipped in here. And how do I do it? Well, let me tell you and give you a few hints and tips here, and hopefully you can open your eyes up to getting more inventory shipped in and delivered. Save your gas, save your mileage, save your wear and tear, save your time. Make it easier on yourself, work right from your house, and it all just gets delivered. You can even get pallets and truckloads delivered to a house, believe it or not, or a simple box, right? So there's lots of wholesale sites that are scams. There's lots of wholesale sites that are legitimate. I have one that I'll link down below. You can get some inventory off of that. That's a place to start, but the real places to get inventory. So make deals with these thrift store owners. Email them on Facebook, on their Facebook pages. Make a list, create yourself a spreadsheet of all your local thrift stores, consignment shops, anything mom and pop, any pawn shops. Call them, email them, network with them and say, hey, I'd like to buy all this stuff. If you get a bunch of this you need to sell, email me, call me. You may not hear from them for 6 months or a year, but once you contact 20, 30, 40 of them, somebody's gonna reach out to you. That's one thing to do, right? Build yourself one little section. This isn't about you're gonna contact one person and they're gonna supply you. You're gonna contact a lot of people, right? Call the pawn shops and say, hey, I buy any Nintendo DS's, DS Lites. Here's my price list. I can update you monthly. I buy video games, I buy this. If you have stuff that's not moving, you need to sell it, just keep me in mind, shoot me a text message, shoot me an email, here's my information. We can come together on something, I'll be able to get it from you, right? Second thing to do, go to Facebook groups. I don't allow this in my Facebook group for a lot of different reasons, but a lot of Facebook groups will allow you to reach out to people and say, hey, is anybody looking to sell their inventory? Is anybody looking to liquidate? Is anybody downsizing? Is anybody getting rid of a bunch of stuff? If you are, shoot me a DM. I'd be happy to take a look at what you have. I can't guarantee I'll buy it, but these are the sort of things I'm interested in, right? Bam, you might start getting emails. Do it on Craigslist, do it on Facebook. Say, hey, we buy lots of stuff. What do you have? This is what we're looking for. Does anybody have this? Post in your Instagram, your TikTok, your Facebook page, your business page, create that. You should have all this stuff, right? And start contacting and reaching out and being proactive rather than hoping to walk into a store and just find the holy grail laying around a Salvation Army, right? So those are all great tips. That's ways that I do it, where I network with people in my Facebook group and my social media. Every single person I talk to, even if we don't do business, if it's something that either I wasn't able to pay what they wanted, or it wasn't what I wanted, or it wasn't good quality, or maybe they only get stuff once in a while, get their email and say, hey, do you mind if I save your email and reach out to you from time to time to see if you get more stuff? And most people will say, yeah, it's cool. Can I get your phone number? Can I get your email? Can I get your information? Start an email list. It's called MailChimp.com. MailChimp. You can get something like 2,000 emails for free, right? Like they'll let you save 1,000 people or 2,000 people, whatever it is, for free, zero cost, and you can send out one email a week or one email a month. You start getting a few hundred people on that email list, and you send out that once a week email, and 10 people respond and they go, hey, this is what we have. You start buying stuff. Well, then you can pay for MailChimp's $20 a month or $40 a month plan where you can unlimited emails, right? Or a set amount or whatever it is. I pay like $300 a month for my unlimited one. But I have 30,000 people on 2 email lists, so it's worth it for me. $300 is nothing. That's one deal, right? And I use that email list daily and I get tons of deals. So that's ways to find it. You can, of course, contact people that are selling or having garage sales all over your Facebook or local pages and say, when you have your garage sale, when you're done, send me pictures, send me photos, right? All of a sudden, you've got this stuff that's just a bulk purchase. Not shipped in, but another way to bulk purchase. To have other stuff shipped in. When I buy stuff, you know, GameStop, for example, has a wholesale list. GameStop actually has a liquidation email they send out a couple times a week where you can buy bulk video games, bulk iPads, bulk tablets, game systems, cell phones they take in on trade. All this different stuff, they send it out all the time and you can check their whole list. There's lots of places that have these email lists that send it out. Greenstream International, Waste Management actually sells a ton of stuff. Waste Management, a great company to contact. I used to do a ton of business with them. I haven't in a long time. I probably should again, but that's a great contact. I just gave you guys one of my contacts. Not my exact contact. You'll have to do some digging and research and calling and texting and emailing to get in with somebody. But if you can work that Waste Management contact and get in with them, there's a lot of good stuff that you can buy from Waste Management. I know they're a trash company. It sounds crazy. But trust me, if you think outside the box, you'll understand what I'm getting at. You can buy a ton of stuff from them. I have not bought a ton of stuff from them in a long, long time, 4 or 5 years pre-COVID, but I should. Again, I used to buy a huge amount. I was buying like 2 boxes, 3 boxes a week from them for probably 2 straight years. I probably bought hundreds of boxes at hundreds of dollars a piece, tens of thousands of dollars I spent with Waste Management. So that's just one of my contacts from years ago. Not for remote controls. They did not sell me remote controls. I'm not saying they might not have remote controls, but that's not who I got them from. A lot of people always want to know where I get my remotes from. It's not Waste Management. There's much better sources than a trash company. But long story short, guys, there's a lot of ways you don't have to live in a big town, in a big city, to have a ton of people. If you can't go out, there's not a lot of thrift stores, not a lot of estate sales or yard sales going on, or you live up north where it's cold and it's only half the season, there are tons of ways to find people through Facebook groups and Instagrams and TikToks and building that network and posting and saying, hey, if you guys ever come across the time that you want to liquidate your stuff or you need to get rid of it or you need some cash, please reach out to me. And I'll give you guys a final thought here. Pawn shops are the ultimate example of this. Pawn shops, they hang up a sign and they say, if you need cash for something, bring it into us. And people bring stuff into them constantly. If you have an email that you drop out there or text messages, you can sign up for text message programs cheap too and get people's permission. You can do both. You can do one or the other or both. Emails work for me. But you can have all these pawn shops signs instead of having one located. You can throw it out to people over and over and over again all over the internet. And eventually, after a few weeks and a few months of doing this, you're gonna start getting people reaching out to you wanting to liquidate and sell stuff. Pick and choose. You don't have to buy everything. You know, if somebody sends it to you, say, hey, this isn't the right deal for me. I'm sorry this is overpriced. I'm sorry this isn't the condition I wanted. I don't really buy this. I don't buy that. Make sure you're giving these people examples of what you want to buy though. Tell them they're welcome to send other stuff, but you might not be interested in the other stuff. Like say, hey, I'm a video game dealer or I'm a jewelry dealer. If you send me, you know, I'm a video game dealer. If you send me jewelry, it's probably not what I'm going to buy, but I'll at least take a look at it. But don't be offended if I just say no, because that's just not my niche. And they might say, okay, that's fine, right? That way you don't set that expectation that they get frustrated that every time they send you an opportunity, you're turning it down because you told them up front, this is what I'm after. But if they start sending you video games, buy them. Buy as much as you can if it's a good enough deal. And if you can't make the deal on it, apologize and tell them, please send me more opportunities and I would be happy to buy them if we can make a deal. Not every deal works out, of course. The pricing might not be right, the condition, the quantity, whatever. But don't upset your suppliers. Try to buy from them when you can. Keep them happy, pay them on time, and make sure you're not turning down every single deal one after another because you're being greedy. So that's my tips. It's a total myth. I have not purchased locally in years. Everything I get is shipped in, and it's through my networking, my contact making, my marketing, and through just talking to people and putting my name out there, just throwing my name out wherever I can get it. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully it gives some of you wonderful people watching my channel some ideas, some ways to find some quality inventory. And if you need any more help, questions, comments, concerns, any of that stuff, down below belongs to all of you. It belongs to the audience. It's why it's the comment section. And I appreciate you using it and leaving me your thoughts and your questions as I can answer them as soon as I see them. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, turn that little thumb blue, and subscribe. Come back, watch future videos all throughout July and August as we get into the middle of summer and head to that back to school time. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, everybody, and I'll see you next time.